Part 1. The Great Illusion. What if the biblical stories we've been told for millennia weren't about the past, but about now? What if the Bible isn't a history book about distant lands and actual women and men on Earth, but a map of your own nervous system and consciousness? We live in a world of matter, but this physical reality is just a protective suit. It is a filter designed to prevent our minds from overloading on the raw power of the spiritual environment that interpenetrates every breath we take. And keep this in mind. Each soul is experiencing this physicality for specific purposes. And these purposes are opportunities to develop your soul. If you or I had everything downloaded into our minds, it would be a huge overload. Therefore, spiritual knowing must come through in stages and not all at one time. You can't plug in a 120-volt toaster to a 1,000-volt outlet because the toaster will overload. It will fry. We are standing in the middle of a spiritual dimension we cannot yet see, but we are starting to wake up. Part 2. The Parting of the Ways. Look at the story of the Red Sea. Moses parted the Red Sea. He and his followers made it to the other side. It isn't just about water. The Red Sea symbolizes the multitude, the collective, chaotic noise of the material world. The Red Sea parting symbolizes the passing through the materialistic-minded multitudes. Pharaoh is the ego, the heavy attachment to lust and earthly power that tries to keep the soul in bondage. Moses is the awakened will. When the will is directed, the sea parts. The evolved souls, the ones who have tuned their frequency, pass through the chaos onto dry land. They are in the world, but no longer drowned by it. They are moving toward the higher lands, just as Noah led his people up out of the dense, emotional floods of a dying age to find a new, higher vibration. Part 3. The Source of Wisdom. But how do we sustain ourselves in this transition? Wait, what transition? A transition is a change. An event must take place to be the catalyst for the change, or a series of changes. We are transitioning. We are shifting. What is a water well symbolizing? Are you ready? Are you ready for this? A well is a hole dug down into the earth. There is water down there, but you must penetrate the earth to get it. Dig down a well. In the esoteric understandings, the well is the deep interior chamber of spiritual wisdom, because water are seen as spiritual. It is the heart. In biblical texts, Rachel goes to a well to get some water, to give to her flock to drink. Rachel represents the soul, ready to water her flock, the pupils and the thoughts that seek the truth. Jacob. In the story, Rachel arrives at the well, but a large stone is covering its mouth, and the shepherds are waiting for enough men, or shepherds, to gather to move it. Rachel's flock, which are teachers, also known as shepherds, are at the well to obtain more spiritual knowledge and understanding. The metaphysical map. This moment is a profound shift in the teaching process. Listen up. The stone of literalism. The well is deep spiritual wisdom. The stone covering the well represents the barrier to that wisdom. The stone must be rolled away. The intellectual barrier. It is the literal, stiff-necked interpretation of reality or scripture that keeps the water hidden. The ego barrier. It's the heavy weight of material thinking that says, you can't access the spirit without a massive collective effort or specific rituals. Wrong. Jacob as the active will. Jacob, who later becomes Israel, represents the evolving I, or the active will. This I is the earthly little ego. Our stay on Earth is to develop the little earthly ego into a divine ego. By the way, Israel does not have a zip code or a president and military hardware. This doesn't just happen because you want it to happen. Maturing one's ego takes sacrifice. Look at it this way. Each of us on Earth, each day, has obstacles and impediments. Don't blame the obstacles in your life. These are opportunities. Why? Because we have free will. Through free will, we can choose how to handle life's impediments and obstacles. By making the right choices during your stay here, you are maturing, developing yourself. Single-pointed focus. While the multitude, the other shepherds, waited for more people, essentially saying, "We aren't strong enough yet," Jacob's contact with Rachel, the soul, higher wisdom, gave him the strength to move the stone alone. The marriage of will and wisdom. Jacob, the will, clearing the path for Rachel, the soul, signifies the moment when a person's inner drive aligns with their spiritual purpose. The overload protection is lifted just enough for the flock to be fed.
En las sombras canta el viento, la piedra guarda el lamento del rastro que dejó el tiempo. Hay fuego fatuo en la oscuridad, grita la noche su verdad, rituales del silencio astral. Silencios fatuo en la oscuridad, grita la